Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to discuss about, what are SQL constraints. If you are trying to create a table in a SQL, that is databases, it's very important to have a knowledge of data types as well as a constraint. Constraints are nothing but it's a rules applied on a table columns to control what type, accuracy, and integrity of a data stored in a database. Just to control like what kind of data should flow into a column, usually what we do, we just make use of a SQL constraint. So they ensure a valid, consistent, and reliable data so that we can reduce the redundancy, repetition of a things, unnecessary data flowing into your data set. So all these things can be controlled with the help of a SQL constraint. Okay, the very first SQL constraint is going to be the not null. You know what not null will do? It ensures that a column cannot have a null values. Let's say, for example, there is a Google form or a website form wherein you have to fill the phone number. Many a time we feel like not giving a phone number. Have you seen many a time when you try to submit the form without giving a phone number, usually that doesn't accept it because that form is connected to a database, and in that database, phone number column is given with a constraint not null. So that means you're not supposed to complete the form filling without giving a phone number. So what is happening? Because phone number is super important for a business. So when you register to any website, when you inquire about any website, that's how they get to know your information. They can call back and they can convert, they can ask you to buy a product, or they can make it a positive conversion, right? So not null plays a very important role to ensure that a column cannot have a null value. Okay, so you just write a column name, data type, and you write a constraint like a not null. I hope it's clear. If you're trying to mess it just gives an error. This is a not null. Next important one is like a unique. Sometimes, certain websites doesn't allow you to register with the same email ID multiple times because they ensure that all values in a column are different, even a phone number. If you register with one number, so with the same number it doesn't work. You have to try with a new number because it's already registered. So because in a backend, it's been assigned with a constraint like a unique. It is ensuring that all the values in a column should be different. It cannot be repetitive. So by this, what happens? It is avoiding the duplications. That's the reason usually you don't see duplicate values in a SQL because of this constraints. Great. So the next important one is a primary key. Super important. Every data set will have a primary key. Primary key in the sense it's a combination of not null as well as a unique. In any data set, there will be one primary key, there will be a common, which cannot be null, which cannot be repeated. Not null plus unique combination, we call it like a primary key. If I say employee data, employee ID is the primary key. If I say customer data, customer ID is the primary key, which ensures that that ID cannot be empty and it should not be repeated. And there should be only one primary key in a table. I hope it's clear. Great. Next, coming to the foreign key. This foreign key plays a very important role when you are performing joins. Usually, foreign key is important. Let's say, for example, you have data set in two tables. You have to connect two tables. You have to establish a relationship between two tables. How do you establish? We just see that column in one table is related to primary key in another table. We just give a reference with the help of a foreign key. Foreign key is responsible for referencing the column in one table is related to primary key in another table. So how do you say that? Using foreign key. See, student ID in one table is referring to student ID, Student ID in one table is referring to ID in a student's table. ID is basically the primary key. So this establishment, the relationship is established with the help of a foreign key. Okay. So value must exist in a parent table, only then this foreign key relationship. There should be a matching. I hope you got it. So next one is basically the check constraint. So many a time, when you try to fill the form, it checks your conditions. Like say, for example, if you are creating certain accounts, it checks your age is about 18 or not. So that means there is a check constraint which is ensuring that, the one who fills the age value should be greater than 18. If it's less than 18, it's not going to accept. Age limit, salary rules, in that case, check plays a very important role. Let's say if you want to include this constraint, just call age, data type is integer, check. You have to write a condition that age should be greater than or equal to 18. This is how the check constraint is going to work. So next important one is a default. Let's say, for example, there will be certain forms. Let's say you must to fill something like country code. So basically, what happens automatically it fills with a country here, just because of default. So these are the different constraints that we have in a SQL.